Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that?
Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen. Channel 1 TV.
Thank you so much.
Some people are late. You know, they have to catch up. City TV is now Channel 1 TV. You understand?
This is Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
"44 days to election 2024. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another exciting edition of The Situation, coming to you live from our studio here in Tesano. On Situation, we talk politics. As we prepare for the December election, we touch base with the political parties and their presidential candidates, what they've been up to as far as the election is concerned. We also touch base with the Electoral Commission, preparation for the election and what needs to be done. Last week, there was an IPAC meeting. Are we anticipating another meeting before the main election? We'll talk more about this when we come back from this break.
Bethel Revival Choir presents Akbar Experience 2024 under the theme The Revival. Date Sunday 3rd November 2024.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that?
Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen. Channel 1 TV.
Thank you so much.
Some people are late. You know, they have to catch up. City TV is now Channel 1 TV. You understand?
This is Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
You're welcome back. You're still watching The Situation Room, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. This week, Parliament has dominated the discussion or the news. I'm sure you're aware of what happened in the House. It comes on the back of some decision by some 4 members of parliament to run on the ticket of a different political party or run as independent candidate in the December election. My name is Sami Wiaf, and I'm doing this show with my friend and colleague, Fred Tete Jabano. Fred, what's up?
Sami, I'm fine.
It's been an eventful week, if you ask me.
Very eventful week. The past 1 week, since we were here last week, it's been very eventful. From last week, Tuesday, all the way to Friday, till Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Very eventful. And you see, they are all towards elections. Even though the issues and the discussions may not be elections, they are all geared towards the elections. The MPs have been in and out of the House. There's been a disagreement as to who is majority, who is minority. It started with the Speaker of Parliament. And when Parliament resumed last week, Tuesday, and minority leader or the leader of the NDC caucus coming and making a statement to the Speaker of Parliament about Magbin, drawing his attention to the fact that there were 3 members of Parliament
who have decided to go
independent, and 1 member of Parliament who is an independent and has decided to run on the ticket of a political party. That turned the whole thing upside down, Parliament upside down. There was arguments as to whether these people should be removed, as to whether they should stay. The Speaker gave a ruling, and this ruling was made reference to a ruling by Speaker Okwe in 2020. And that was also an election.
One of the individuals who was also cited in this
an election-related situation. So then the Speaker says, look, these people pair the ruling of the first Speaker and what he believes and understands the law to be, these people needed or have to vacate their seats. So he ordered them to leave to vacate their seats, meaning that they were not political members of Parliament any longer. Not long after, the majority headed to the court. The majority headed to the court on Friday. The court heard the case on Friday, put a stay on the Speaker's decision, and asked that the status quo remain till the court, which is the Supreme Court, make a decision as to give a constitutional interpretation on Article 97 of the Constitution as to really what it means to cross carpet. As we sit here, we are still waiting for the Supreme Court to make that decision. Then fast forward, Monday comes, Tuesday comes. Everybody is expecting Speaker Gbagben to make a comment or to make a pronouncement on the Supreme Court's decision, whether he was going to abide by it or not, even though he was bound by law to abide by it. But whether he was going to abide by that particular ruling. Speaker Gbagben comes. Before he even comes, there's so much controversy as to certain places of parliamentarians. The NDC caucus, which were minority before the Speaker's ruling, had now decided that they are majority. So they
moved from one side,
from the left side of the Speaker to the right side of the Speaker. Some majority members came, realized that their seats had been taken. Their leader asked that, look, go back to the offices.
Let's avoid any confrontation.
Issue. Speaker comes and says, look, I have adjourned the House indefinitely because you don't have the numbers to make decisions. This was addressing the NDC members of Parliament because the MPP's members of Parliament failed to come to the House. As we speak, there are issues of a recall of the House. There are issues of going to court to place an injunction on that recall. Very interesting, a very interesting 1 week in Parliament. And as we said, this is all because we are heading to December 2024, 7 December. How is 7 December connected to all these things which is happening in Parliament?
And it's the main discussion we are going to have this afternoon for our viewers. We're talking about the influence of independent parliamentary candidates over the years. So we'll give you a history from the year 2000 to 2020, and how these individuals who have decided to run as independent candidates performed in their various constituencies. And they believe that if they run as independent candidates, will they be able to win their seats not with the backing of any other political party, but doing so as individuals or as independent candidates? So that'll be the focus for our show this afternoon, and then Fred will give us the data and the analysis in respect of how these individuals performed in previous elections on the ticket of political parties, and how different it will be now that they're going to run as independent candidates in the December election.
Exactly, Sammy. We are going to look at the history of their constituencies, when they started running as MP or contesting as parliamentary candidates, when they entered parliament, their numbers, and their numbers as of 2020. And issues emanating from their various constituencies, reasons why some of them lost primaries, reasons why some of them have decided to move to another political party, and how that is going to affect the election come December 2020.
And our colleagues have been in the Agona West constituency, have also been in the Formina constituency to gauge the mood of residents.
We are in Amenfi
and we are in Amenfi Central as well.
Yes.
Our colleague Akwesi Ej is there as we speak to gauge the mood of residents and also have an understanding of the decision taken by their current members of parliament to either run as independent candidate or support political parties. So we'll bring our viewers up to speed on this. So Fred, which constituency do we start with?
We're going to start with Agona West
okay.
Constituency.
Agona West, currently the member of parliament is Cynthia Mamle Morrison. She came to parliament in 2016 on the ticket of the MPP.
Exactly.
And then in 2020, she retained the seat for the MPP.
Exactly.
She was appointed Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection at a point in time. But then in the party's primaries in the year 2022, she lost. The reason, according to what she said, that the party did not treat her well.
Yes.
The reason almost every defeated candidate.
And she didn't just lose. She lost becoming third. There were 4 people who contested.
Yeah.
She didn't even come second. She came third. So that's how she lost.
She's gone so unpopular in the constituency. So there's a lot of people felt
unpopular in the political party.
In the political party, yes. Within the political, which is the MPP. Because we heard of issues of, not in good terms with a lot of the constituency executives and the like. So in the party's primaries, one gentleman by name Chris Atta won that particular primaries for the MPP. He's going to represent the party in the December election. So Cynthia, just yesterday or some few days ago.
In fact, there was news that she had rescinded the decision to run as independent. Some few hours later, she came out to announce that, look, she was still contesting as independent. So everybody should forget the rumors going around that she's stepping aside to allow the MPP candidate go. So, our regional correspondent, Central Regional Correspondent, Calvis Tete, has been within the constituency. He has been speaking to constituents and finding out from them really what they make of the decision of their current MP, how the developmental issues have taken place and are playing within the constituency. We'll pick this particular report from Calvis Tete, and when we come back, we'll give you the numbers as to how they have performed since 2012.
Yeah.
The Agona West constituency in recent times has been in the news for many reasons. One being the intention of the Member of Parliament, the sitting Member of Parliament, the Honorable Cynthia Mamle Morrison, to stand as an independent candidate in the 2024 elections. This was after she lost the primaries to Chris Atta of the same political party. The Member of Parliament is saying that she will still stand by her decision to go as an independent candidate. Earlier yesterday, after she went to Parliament, there were indications that she has crossed carpet to the MPP again. But she denies these allegations and says she is embarking on a campaign.
I was called by my leader. I went to his office, we had a nice conversation, we took pictures as usual. We do pictures all the time in Parliament. By the time I got to Odoko, people had started calling me that I have rescinded my decision and that I've gone for 60 million or 50 million. I'm like, what is happening? Nothing like that has happened. Nobody has given me any money, and I can say it on authority. You can call my leader and find out from him. I'm on my way to Nyakrom to do my campaign. Everything is under control. The only thing is I don't want you to drag the party leadership in because nobody had done such thing. So that is what I want you to do. It's not about the leadership. I think it's about, I don't know whether it's a journalist who just blew things out of proportion. Until I talk to my party leadership and tell them my side of the story. I'm not going to go into details.
Some residents within the Agona West constituency also gave reasons why the MP should not contest again. Here is what they had to say.
It won't help at all, because the party has helped the woman a lot. I don't see why she's doing so. So, to me, my own behalf, Chris should go. It will help the party. And allow the woman to go. She will lose abysmally. Even the contest, look at her position. What about the general one? Even the internal one. What about the general one? So, if I were the executives, the general secretary and whatnot, I will allow her to go. Let she go and test her strength. Chris can do the work. Chris will continue the work. That she is claiming she didn't finish. Chris will come and finish the work she's talking about.
This is what baby necessary. This is what one with the candidate from the Moyamiasa. One of the last. Wow, into this will say, partner, why baby? Into your bisu baby, I'll say, what dear chairman, baby. Till the consequence of a higher. Mr. Trust him, I'm sorry, from a card alarm. I got to my Bama creator, but to my Baumia. I better baby. Yes, Christo Bass, I said, you may not be in a pair. So I'm in a pair no question. So be some Muhammad in about Motias also a baby. So also baby, to a baby. That's why I guess when you why be. I be some Motiaso. Send away no Busubotias and in the Abraboni acquainting.
The pay are okay. Sabe, wabedi 8 years. And at the time also. Intika Nipa Pema. And yes, I'll Ginabium. But on an adrenaline at Chinese. Maybe I will be so now and adrenaline say. Uncle.
You're still watching the situation. Well, you heard some residents of the Agona West constituency, making their views known on the decision of their member of parliament, Cynthia Mamle Morrison, to run as an independent candidate in the December election. It comes on the back of what's happening in parliament in recent time. And as you just heard them say, a lot of people are not happy. The gentleman you heard speaks that, we should allow her to go. If she wins, fine. If she doesn't, it's up to her. First, Fred, among the residents, it's divided opinion.
There's a divided opinion.
Yeah.
Some think that she shouldn't go at all. Others think that she should be allowed to run. You see, Sami, when it comes to these things, a lot of the times it's their internal party issues which cause people to come and run as independent candidates.
Yeah.
But for me, my challenge with Cynthia Mamle Morrison is that, you see, when you go into an election or you go into a primaries and you come out second and you want to contest the elections, and it's even a close, it's a close second. Sometimes you're able to make sense, because you see, usually within this primaries, there's always a concern of the manipulation of the voter register, the album as they call it, and that's where a lot of people or candidates or aspirants would have issues, where they feel like the album has been set towards, in a place where one person is benefiting. But this time round, she goes into the primaries, she comes in a distant third.
Not just third.
Yes, a distant third. But her concern is that she's not been treated fairly. She thinks that some of her constituents and executives played a role in her losing the elections. Some of them disliked her. But you see, that is politics. It's about playing your role. But we cannot also stop her from running as an independent. She is the one within the constituency.
Fred, she feels that within the party she's not popular, but then among the constituents she's more popular.
That is
possible. Let me run on that.
Because when we look at the history of independence in this country, you realize that there were people who seem not to be popular within their constituencies. For example, you go in 2000, there was an Anglo issue within the NDC. Victor Gbeo and Glen Sowu. Glen Sowu went for the NDC. Victor Gbeo went as an independent candidate and really won. So you see, you may be unpopular.
And it's the same in recent time in Formina.
Yes.
2020. The same thing happened there. As an independent candidate, he won massively against the MPP's candidates who the party endorsed.
The Formula One is a bit different. The Formula One is a bit different because in 2020, he didn't run the primaries. He actually withdrew before the primaries. You understand? But this one, they ran the primaries and lost. You get it? So, yes, all in all, you may be unpopular within your party, but within the constituency, you may be very popular. Let's go and see what the results have been within the Agona West constituency. This is 2012. In 2012, let's note that Cynthia Morrison was not there. In 2012, it was Charles Obeng Inkum of the NDC who won that particular constituency with 30,166 votes, representing 53.29 votes. Then we had Samuel Kweku Obodai of the NPP, having 25,397, representing 44.86. The next person within this thing was a member of the PPP, Stephen Ato Wilson, 704, quite a distance between the first and the second. Let's go to 2016, where Cynthia Mamle Morrison shows up. She shows up and she beats the incumbent, Charles Obeng Inkum of the NDC. She had 34,049 votes. Don't forget that the NPP's candidate in 2012 had 25,000, somewhere around 25,000. Now she has 34,000. This is about 7,000, 8,000 difference. So she really performed well when she appeared first on the ballot paper for the NDC, for the NPP. And she had 64% of the votes. Just 64% of the votes. Let's look at what happened in 2020. In 2020, she drops from the 34,000 to 32,770. The NDC also drops anyway to 23,423 votes. You understand? So she still keeps her votes beyond the 30,000 threshold from 34, even though she drops to 32, she still has the more than 30,000 votes. That is why I believe that maybe Cynthia Morrison thinks that she is more popular within the constituency. Because, even though she dropped, she hadn't dropped like the NDC dropped in 2016, from 30,000 all the way to 25,000.
The more reason why she believes that she still has the popularity within the constituency, because if you watch her previous interviews, ever since she declared the intention to run as an independent candidate, she feels that I'm still popular within the constituency. She doesn't care who the people may want to vote for in the presidential. They may choose to vote for Dr. Baumia or vote for John Dramani Mahama. But for the parliamentary, she's still the ideal candidate. She's still the best person who has the development of Agona West at heart. And so voting for her is the continuation of the good things that she has done within the constituency. And for her, she's still popular. The popularity is still there. And that's the main reason why she wants to run as an independent candidate in that constituency.
One of the popular towns in Agona West is Shredro.
Yeah.
And Shredro is seen as a stronghold of the NPP, where the NPP does a lot very well within the constituency. So in 2024 December, we look to see how well Cynthia Mamle Morrison will perform. Don't forget, this whole brouhaha which has happened in the last 1 week has also brought her into the news. I always say that in politics, there's nothing like too much of bad news. It's actually brought her to the forefront of discussions, to the news. Her constituents are listening and seeing her. There's no surprise she went to address the media within her constituency, meaning that she's still working within the constituency. Would that be a positive or a negative for her? Would that be something which would propel her to go on to win the 2024 parliamentary elections as an independent? That is yet to be seen on December 7th when we go to the polls.
Definitely. December 7th will determine whether Cynthia Mamle Morrison will still be the member of parliament for the Agona West constituency or running on a ticket as an independent candidate, or maybe the MPP candidate or the NDC candidate may win the seat come the December election. Fred, another constituency that also dominated the discussion was the Amenfi Central constituency.
Yes.
But that was on the ticket of the NDC.
Yes, another interesting
constituency. Many or others will think that, the individual, which is minority, which is triggering this particular removal, may want to, rescind their deal because one of their own was in there. But they still went ahead and triggered this particular provision in the Constitution, allowing the Speaker to go ahead and declare the seat vacant, including one of their own as a member of Parliament for the Amenfi Central constituency.
Were you surprised by that?
I was.
I was not surprised.
I was very surprised.
I
was very surprised because my thinking was that I may want to do this to my political opponent, but not when one of my own is also involved.
But your own is a political opponent now.
Well,
you know, when the party backs a parliamentary candidate and the party
the whole party machinery is behind him.
Yes, the party believes that, and the party constitution says that once they have a party, you go and contest an election, and you decide to leave the party to contest on your own, you are no longer part of the party. That's what the two political parties have in their constitutions, in their constitution. And now you have the Amenfi Central MP, current incumbent MP, going to contest as an independent against the same party he belongs to.
Again,
and he's sitting with in the minority.
Again, his reason was that the party didn't treat him well.
Exactly. His reason is that the party didn't treat him well. He is having a challenge because he feels like the new candidate, which is the NDC parliamentary candidate Joanna Jan. Joanna Jan is an outsider. She is not from the constituency. He raised challenges with even her party card and how long she has served within the constituency. He's raised concerns about buying of votes. Don't forget, Joanna Jan is a very resourceful woman. We are told that within the constituency, she's been helping a lot of the constituents, even party members. So within the branches in the party, she's been supporting them from health-wise to education and everything. So she's brought a lot of resources into the party. This same Joanna Jan, outside the party in the constituency, helps the national party. She donated about 4 pickups. 4 pickups to the National Party about a month ago.
And I understand she also gave resources to all regional women's organizers, you know, all of them.
This is a very resourceful person. So according to the MP, the incumbent MP, she feels like Joanna Jan is using her resources and influence to overturn.
But that is part of politics.
Yes, but he thinks it's not fair. For him, he thinks it's not fair. He thinks that when they should be, if they should be given a level playing ground, he would beat her and beat her squarely. But now, because of her advantage, because of the support from the party, the national party, and the regional party, she's been able to do a lot of the things she's been doing. We have our colleague, Enim.
Akwesi
Enim.
Who is in that constituency?
In the constituency.
In a short while, we'll be speaking to him.
He's been following the discussions within the constituency, what constituents are saying, what the NDC is saying. Don't forget, the NDC member of parliament has been barred from contesting the election because there's an injunction placed on her by some members by the court through some members of the party. And as we speak, the party is also gone to court to place an injunction on the 7th December parliamentary elections in the constituency. So it's also a very interesting constituency. Outside what is happening in the House of Parliament, within the constituency, there's a lot of disagreement, and we are not even sure whether the EC would go ahead to hold parliamentary elections on the 7th of December.
So let's engage our colleague Akwesi Enimeje, who is currently in the Amenfi Central Constituency.
Amenfi Central, yes.
You know, on development there. Enim, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. I can see you are sitting either the constituency office or an area which is, you know, an NDC dominated side, because I see, you know, NDC colors and posters and the rest of the NDC parliamentary candidates.
Yeah, very much so. In fact, since I came to town, that is the constituency district capital, which is the Amenfi Manson, Manson Amenfi, which happens to be the constituency headquarters for the Amenfi Central. And since I came here, I've been talking to constituents, and I must say, people over here are not happy, whether those supporting the incumbent MP or those who are behind the newly elected parliamentary candidate for the NDC don't seem to be very happy at all, because both sides are having issues with either the judiciary or the parliament. Those supporting the incumbent MP are not happy with the fact that there's an attempt by parliament to actually leave him of his duties at the parliament, and those supporting the candidates for the NDC are not happy with attempts by the petitioners to actually get, the Electoral Commission to get the candidates from contesting this election. But a lot of people are also saying that they really want to see the woman on the ticket because they feel when it comes to the Amenfi Central Constituency, the NDC has since 1992 won both the parliamentary and presidential elections. And so for any election to take place here and for anybody to win here, there must be an open contest for both the NDC and whoever is coming to take the reins of the constituency to actually contest for us to see who is who. Lucky for me, I have the NDC's constituency secretary here, Mr. Fifi Samuel, to actually also tell me about some of the sentiment of party executives over here. I'm actually with some of them. I'm a party supporters over here. Chief, you want come to City at the Channel 1 TV News, and we want you to just tell us, I mean, how did you receive the news of the disqualification by EC of your candidate?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for you having me. We received the news on television, but an actual issue letter was not to us. We just saw the news on reaching through the social media. And our regional executives and national executives informed us that is what is happening. I mean, that is how we put it. Now, nobody actually did anything.
But now the information is out there. Your party has actually even gone to the court, trying to put an injunction on the operations of EC in connection with its constituencies. How do you feel about the whole thing? I mean, what is the expectation with whatever is happening right now?
Yes, we thought the EC could have done better than what they've done now. Okay, because the rules and regulations binding the EC for any candidate to be disqualified is not what the EC. Okay. We thought anybody who is not 18 years old, that person have
sound mind.
He's not having his voter ID number, maybe parental list of dual citizenship. Those are the things that the EC can use to disqualify someone. But if that person have gone through those rubrics, they have had information accepted by the EC, only for the higher authority to get out of the contest, we thought that was very unfortunate. Okay? And we see the EC as playing with our candidate to just play with her to get it out. We let the NPP have their own way.
Why do you think the EC will do that?
We don't know, because that is what I just said, because we want to get somebody out from the system. The EC officer over here mentioned the duties he performed here, he performed it on behalf of the higher authority at Accra. So why should the EC officer at the district level do something and only for those at Accra to write here's the letter? The letter, I don't know if you've read the letter well, but what is in the letter does not, pay way for EC to look our candidate. If our candidate is having something to do with the court, they should allow the court to deal with our candidate and not EC to write something on behalf of the court. We write something in the court and it is alleged that you have something to do with the court, and because of that, we are saying you can't qualify.
Well, no, I mean, we are waiting for the court to actually, pronounce on whatever, your party has actually petitioned for. If it doesn't go the way you want, what will you do?
It will go the way it will definitely go the way we want, because we know our candidate has not heard. She has all her documents intact, the data is clean. He has nothing to do with the EC to go through the registration, the filing process over here. It is going to go away. So we know by the grace of the day that our candidate is going to be instated on the ballot paper and we're going to contest. This is a free contest, like you said earlier. This is a free contest. They should allow everybody to contest.
Mr. Fifi Samuel, you are the secretary for this constituency. What can you tell me about how the people feel over here?
Very bad. Very bad. Very bad, because what this woman is doing for the country. Why do we vote? My brother, why do we vote? We vote to get our roads fixed. We vote to get our clinics fixed. We vote to get our schools, fixed. Now, something that we are lacking in our community, in our constituency, we vote in order to get those things that we are lacking first. And this woman, even though it's not an MP now, has even started doing a lot of them. My brother, if I should take you to the communities, you will see that this woman have a signature in every single community that we have in Amenfi Central.
In terms of development?
In terms of development.
What are some of them?
My brother, just recently, let me tell you about 1 week ago, Manso Amenfi here. Now we had a chance to go with the Masalaki, what we call it, the Zongo people. Now they told her that they have a school here, just close to this place. They have a school there, and it was engulfed into the government system just only this year. But they don't have life. They appealed to the woman, and then the woman gave them 10,000 Ghana cedis. Have their life fixed. Go to Cape Battery. They also constructing a school over there. The woman gave them 10,000 Ghana cedis to have their school fixed. Go to Bonyamba. They are also constructing a new KG block.
So this woman
gave 200 bucks from something to have their kindergarten school fixed. This woman have her signature in every single community in Amenfi Central. I think that is why the EC and even NPB want to see our candidate out. It is a collaborative effort the EC and the NPP are doing just to get our candidate out. Our candidate has not heard, he has not done anything bad. They just want to see her. We should allow her to contest. If we go into the contest and, if he doesn't win, fine. That is fine. All of us will applaud. Oh, you've done well. And we'll go back and then maybe arrange our things well and come again. But to just write a letter to disqualify our candidate is very unfortunate.
What will you do if your petition doesn't go in your favor and for that matter, your candidate is not allowed to contest?
What we are doing here, we are doing it on behalf of the regional executive. So we are also doing it for the National Executive Council. So wait on them.
But you are going to be the immediate beneficiary of whatever the woman has, under her sleeves in terms of support in development. If she's not allowed to contest, what would you do?
Even though this letter came, this woman is still going about doing her work as a candidate because we know it is going to be reinstated. But recently, 4 days ago, she brought a medical team from Accra. And I wish you were here to see the number of people that were attended to in terms of health rights.
So that is the...
So he's going to be reinstated today or tomorrow, and her name is going to appear on the ballot paper. We are going to vote for her. Let me tell you, by the close of 7 December, possibly midway 8 December, our candidate is going to talk not less than 80% of ballots vote that will be cast in Amenfi Central. That is why they want to get it out.
Well, that is the confidence being expressed from here. That is Amenfi Central constituency of the Western region, where the NDC constituent executives and supporters you see behind me here are very much awaiting for at an all cost participation of the parliamentary candidate, that is Joanna Jan Kujo, in the upcoming parliamentary elections.
Kwesi, before you go, just a quick one. Can you also ask the secretary his reaction in respect of the decision by their current member of parliament to run as independent, decision of the speaker to vacate his seat as well as announce his seat to be vacant?
Yeah, you are being represented in parliament by Mr. Kwachaka,
sure.
Who is also an NDC until recent decision not to, supposed to contest your candidates. One of the parliament is saying that they are sidelining him. How do you feel about that?
Well, that one is a decision taken by Parliament. We don't want to delve much into that. It's a decision that the Speaker has come out with. We thought our MP should have duties from now until 7 January that dissolved. But we don't know. There is little that I want to say about this.
But this somebody who was going to actually contest your candidates. Are you happy this thing is happening to him or not?
No, we are not happy. As an NDC member, I am not happy. My MP, who is also an NDC member, will be so much agitated in such a way that because he didn't win, he also contest as independent candidate. We thought it could have settled the matter peacefully instead of.
But that is it. They are not happy even with what is happening with the parliament. The MP over here with what's happening in parliament. But I just want to take some few statements from one of the women.
No, Kwesi, for want of time, with Abuja, you could speak to the supporters. Okay. But then Fred has a quick question for you Before you continue.
Okay. Well, see, you've been in the constituency the whole of today. What are the constituents saying about all that has been happening in the last 1 week with regards to the disqualification, with regards to the removal of the MP in Parliament?
Well, generally, the constituents seem to be very much disappointed that whilst they are awaiting developments, they are not hearing anything to do with development, but controversies around their candidates over here. For them, they have issues with telecommunication services over here. They have roads. They have issues with, good roads in this area and unemployment. And for them, they are ready to vote for any candidate who preaches, the issues of, employment creation, refixing of their roads and improvement of telecoms over here. But generally, they are not happy with the fact that the lady that they so much support, that is Ghana Jankufujo, is facing all these difficulties with the Electoral Commission. A lot of them are still very much expectant that something will happen so that the candidate will be allowed to contest. Okay. They are saying that they are very much waiting to see her on the ballot box. Available so that they can actually vote for her.
Okay, Kwesi, I'll say a big thank you for your time. Kwesi Animeje is our correspondent in the Western region. Currently, he's in the Amenfi Central, constituency, where you heard him in that interaction with the constituency secretary and some residents, at the background in respect of what's happening within the constituency. Two issues happening within the constituency. First of all, the court order that disqualified, or the EC's decision to disqualify, the injunction placed on the party's parliamentary candidate in that area, and the decision by the speaker to vacate the seat of their current member of parliament for there. So two issues there dominating discussion within the Amenfi Central constituency. When we come back from this break, Fred will take us through the data. As far as the Amenfi Central constituency is concerned, the performance of the current member of parliament who decided to go or run as an independent candidate, what he's done so far in terms of the figures, and why he's confident that if he runs as an independent candidate, he will win the December election in that constituency.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working? How?
Who's that?
Welcome to The Point of View.
Welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television.
And hello, welcome to What the Papers Are Saying.
This be football made in Ghana. It be the only pidgin show where it day on your screen. Channel 1 TV.
Thank you so much.
Some people are late. They have to catch up. City TV is now Channel 1 TV. You understand?
This is Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Complete this rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How are you working how?
Who's that?
You're welcome back. You're still watching the Situation Room, coming to you live from our studio here in Tesano in Accra. Just gone by, you heard us speaking to Western Regional Correspondent Kwesi Enime, who is currently in the Amenfi Central Constituency, engaging some constituency executives and some party supporters in respect of recent development within that particular constituency. Fred will take us through the data, the parliamentary history in the Amenfi Central Constituency. As you're aware, one of the parliamentary candidate, the member of parliament now, yes, is running as an independent candidate, and is one of the 4 seats the speaker declared vacant.
Exactly.
Last week, Thursday, in respect of a petition that was sent to the House by the minority in the House. So, Fred, what's the history?
So, I mean, before we go on, you must know that Amenfi Central has been always green.
Always green.
Always.
It's never changed.
So, 2012. George Kofi Arthur, NDC, 21,149, representing 54.80% of the votes. Dr. Eric Magnus Wilmot of the NPP, 16,891. Then comes in Peter Kwache Akwa. Peter Kwache Akwa,
the man of the moment.
Yes, he was an engineer working in the United States of America.
Okay.
Returned to Ghana to come and contest as parliamentary candidate. Went into the elections of 2016. And won by with 17,801, representing 50.48% of the votes, as against the MPP's Peter Patrick Hodgson Amwatin, who had 17,256.
It was a close one.
Very close.
Yeah.
Very, very, very close. Very, very, very close. This was just about some 400 votes difference. In 2020. Peter Yao Kwache Akwa.
So Kwache came in 2016.
2016.
Okay.
In 2016.
That's the first time he made an entry.
The NDC was having the seat at the time.
It's always been NDC seat.
He beat the incumbent in the primaries
okay,
and won the parliamentary election. In 2020, he is retained as the parliamentary candidate of the NDC, moves from 17,000 to 26,100.
Okay.
The MPP's Patrick Amwatin comes again, moves from 17,000 to 21,926. You realize that this time Peter Kwate jumped.
Yeah.
His jump was so high, from 17 to 26,000. The MPP also jumped from 17,000, but just to 21,000. So he seemed to have been doing well within the Amenfi Central till the coming in of Juanajan. So for him, his headache has always been Juanajan. Since Juanajan appeared in 2020 after the elections, he's been having issues. And his issues have landed him in a situation where we don't know, as of now, whether the speaker, his seat has been
still a member of parliament or he's not.
So that is the Amenfi Central constituency for you.
Fred, another constituency that has also been in the spotlight on the back of what's happening in parliament is the Fomena constituency. Fomena constituency. Fomena became topical or constituency for topical discussion in 2020.
But Fomena is the issue is the reason why we are here.
We are where we are today.
Fomena from 2020. Everything we are happening today began with Fomena in 2020.
I remember in 2020 when President Akufo-Addo, then the candidate for the NPP, went to Fomena. I was part of the media guys who were following that particular campaign. And I remember his words so well in that constituency. I can't work with him. Don't vote for him. He said that in Chi. I can't work with him. Don't vote for him. Vote for the MPP, candidate who is representing the MPP in that constituency. But after December 7th, the table was turned. And now the independent candidate Andrew Amako Esiama now becomes the elected member of parliament for the constituency.
Like we said earlier, Amakwe Siama had issues during the primaries. He had issues with the album. He had issues with some of the actions being taken by constituency executives. So instead of running the primaries, he did not run the primaries at all. He withdrew from the primaries and decided to contest as an independent. He went on to win, went on to become the kingmaker in Parliament, to become the second deputy speaker, and now he's also become one of the issues of controversy in Parliament. When did he appear on the ballot paper? He first appeared on the ballot paper in 2016. Okay. And Fomena is also always blue.
Always been blue.
It is in the Ashanti region. It is always blue. So Amakwe Isiama came in to the scene in 2016, where he contested on the ticket of the NDC MPP. He had 14,823, representing 72.7% of the vote, as against the NDC's William Ejemen says 4,180. Comfortable win, comfortable lead. As we always say, in the Ashanti region, the majority of the constituencies, about 90% of the constituencies, the real election is not the election on December 7th. The real election is the election during the primaries. Yeah. When it got to that real election in 2020, Amakwe Isiama decided to withdraw. After withdrawing, he goes independent, wins with 12,805, representing 48.56%. And the MPP's Oforia Sante has 10,798. Then NDC's Christina Barabu, 2,608.
So Andrew Isiama wins by just 2,000, close to 2,000.
Yes, just about 2,000. A little over 2,000 votes.
And in 2024, he wants to contest on the ticket of the MPP now.
Yes, I mean, it was part of the negotiations. Yeah. So you'd realize that the MPP did not hold primaries in the constituencies. Because as part of the negotiations for him to join the MPP side, one of the things he demanded was that they allow him to run unopposed in the 2024 elections. And the MPP kept to their part of the bargain and allowed him to run unopposed.
Another constituency that also came up for discussion, Fred, is the Suhum constituency.
Yes.
In the eastern region. That constituency.
The Frederick Opari constituency. Opari and Says constituency.
It's always been blue.
Yes.
It's always been blue since its creation.
And when you look at the personalities who have contested this particular constituency, very senior political figures. Frederick Opari Ansah used to be whip.
Yeah, whip
for the MPP.
Yes.
He went
Deputy
against
Minister of Communication during the Kufuor era. Currently the campaign manager of the Dr. Bawumia campaign.
Yeah. He went against a former chief of staff of the NDC. At the time, he used to be, he became
Eastern Regional
Minister. In 2012, he went against Julius Debra, Frederick Opari Ansah, who people know and associate with for Suhum, had 24,046 votes. Julius Debra had 23,658. In 2016, Frederick Opari Ansah was still there, 25,328 votes, and Margaret Insai.
Margaret at that time was the DC
at the time for that particular in 2016. She lost with 20,762 votes. Then comes the removal of Frederick Opari Ansah, which was very shocking at the time, by Kojo Asante. Kojo Asante comes in and wins again for the MPP, has 32,770. Let's look at Frederick Opari Ansah's votes in 2016, 25,000. So he has about 7,000 votes more in 2020. Amanda Otri of the NDC has 19,192. After 110, Mr. Asante vamoose.
He was defeated in the primaries by a political assistant to the chief of staff, Potozwa, as he's popularly known.
Yes.
A lot of people believe that, there were some misgivings within the constituency, and especially the supporters of Kojo Asante, that the primaries wasn't well organized and has some few issues. The more reason why, Kojo Asante has decided
to run. He still believes he's very popular within the constituency. He still believes he's very popular within the constituency.
He says that he brought a lot of development within the constituency. The more reason why the people should still look at his developmental achievements and vote for him come December.
So when you look at the 32,770 votes, that's against 19,192. Do you think that when with the appearance of an independent candidate from the MPP and an MPP candidate, the votes may be divided for the NDC to win?
Yes, and that is what the party is most afraid of, that there may be a split between Potoso and Kojo Asante, and that may give the NDC the opportunity to go through with its numbers. So assuming the 32,000 is split into two, you are doing only 16,000. So assuming the NDC candidate also maintains the 19,000, obviously the NDC may win the seat for the first time. If the MPP does not put its check very well. I've been speaking to some people within the constituency, and there's the fear. There's that fear that if care is not taken, the seat may become a green seat.
This is a seat which is also a bit related to Brian Champon.
Yes. He's contested in that constituency for, I think, 3 times with Opari
It's been a fierce contest. Yeah, it was really a fierce contest between the two.
In that particular
and people
primaries.
believe that it was Brian Champon who supported Kojo Asante to remove Frederick Opari Ansah.
And other people have also said that he tried to talk Kojo Asante out of it, but then he didn't listen to it. We have some few minutes to go, but then you have a history of...
Yes, let's look at the history of
how parliamentary candidates have performed.
Not even the history. Now we are going to look at the number of parliamentary candidates
in this year's election
and the number of independent parliamentary candidates in this year's elections. This year alone, we have about 111 parliamentary candidates. What am I getting?
No, in total,
independent. We have 111 independent
candidates.
Parliamentary
and in total,
candidates.
We have 801 parliamentary candidates
contesting across the country.
Yes.
So you have the figure. In our HAFO, we have 6 for
6 constituencies. So 6 MPP individuals filed to contest in the 6 constituencies.
6 NDC.
6 NDC.
1 independent.
Yes. In Ashanti, 47 constituencies. MPP fielded candidate in all 47. NDC also did same.
47.
The other political parties didn't do so. In the Bono region, 12 constituencies, MPP fielded candidate in all 12. The NDC also did same. So since you are talking about independent candidates,
there's one interesting thing. Yeah. Apart from the NDC and the MPP who had 276, 200 and both each for all the constituencies, the next highest party with the largest number of parliamentary candidates is the PNC.
The PNC.
Having 30.
Yeah.
Followed by LPG.
LPG,
with 29.
Party.
Followed by LPG with 29. CPP with 18. NDP with 17. Yeah. And the rest will follow
APC with 10.
APC with 10.
So in total,
PPP 13.
In total, you can look at the independent candidates, in all this, about 111 of them.
Yes, 111. And 22 from the Ashanti region.
Yeah. 111 independent parliamentary candidates in this year's election.
22 Ashanti region, 24 Eastern region, independent parliamentary candidates.
Interesting.
And these are all strongholds of the MPP.
Interesting. The more reason why the party, is afraid of losing some of its seats due to the emergence of these parliamentary candidates in constituencies perceived to be blue constituencies.
Exactly.
And these coming up. Interesting
with these figures, it will be interesting to know how this time round parliamentary results will be like. I think the highest year with the highest number of parliamentary candidates or parliamentary members of parliament, independent parliamentary members of parliament going into parliament was 2,000. We had 4 of them. We had the Akan constituency. We had the Agona constituency, we have the Salaga constituency, and there was one more constituency. These 4 constituencies so in the 2000 parliament or 2001 parliament, there were 4 independent candidates.
Boniface Sede Kabubaka, then Salaga constituency.
Exactly.
And then
we have
Ambassador Victor
Beo. Then we have
the Keta constituency. And then the late Rashid Bawa in the Akan constituency. And there was one other constituency
in the northern
Upper
region.
East or Upper West region.
Yes, making it
adding
4.
up to the number.
So in 2000, there were 4 independents. Joe Wise, the first deputy speaker of parliament, also came in as an independent member of parliament for the first time in 2004. So the independent political or independent candidates have been around for a very
and they'll
long
be around
time.
For a long time.
And they're going to be around for a very, very long time. Let's look at the regions. Ahafo has 1, Ashanti 22, Bono 6, Bono East 6, Central 7, Eastern 15. So as we said 22 Ashanti.
Greater Accra is the next figure. 24 independent candidates.
24 independent.
Out of the 34 constituencies.
Yes. It's going to be interesting, the parliamentary elections.
Well, we wait to see. December 7th is just some 44 days away. This has been another exciting edition of The Situation that came to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe, and I did this with
Fred Tetejabano.
So we'll come your way again next week. Be good.